This is the video that I wish I had watched way in years ago. Because if I had watched this video and implemented the things that I'm gonna talk about in this video, I would have been able to date the girl that I wanted to date. I would have been able to play it in my dream soccer team. Being able to have a group of friends and a tribe that I wish I had. And made way more money and take more money opportunities. Just basically be the guy that I wanted to be. If you have social anxiety, and if you're in your 20s, maybe you're in high school, this is the video for you. Because I'm going to talk about the things and the lessons from years of pain through social anxiety. And being able to, how I stopped my social anxiety, stopped me from having the relationship that I had, the friends that I had, the money opportunities that I had, and just live life in general. So if you have social anxiety, this video is for you. Because after the years of pain and the things that I missed out in life, I wanted to make this video for you to basically give you a hope to change. And if you watch this video and if you implement the things that I'm going to talk about on this video, you will be able to not live in regret, and not miss out things in life. And you will be able to overcome and be free from social anxiety. Instead of less social anxiety, stop letting you live life. So I'm going to talk about 5 lessons and 5 things that will help you to overcome your social anxiety. So first thing first, why people are monsters. Why failing is better than winning. Is there a monster in the closet? How to stop listening to the devil's voice. And why does nothing matter but this. So if you have social anxiety, I want to start by talking about people. And I want to start doing an exercise. So first thing first, I want you to define people. I want you to think about what people mean to you. What is the belief that you have about people by this exercise? People are, or people equals, just fill in the blank. People equals, or people are, and based on this, I'll be able to see, and you will be able to see the belief that you have around people. People are dangerous. People are assholes. People are judges. People are mean. If you have social anxiety, you are most likely to have these beliefs around people. And I had these beliefs for my entire life too. I would see people are as just people that they just judge, mock me, and they're gonna laugh at me if I say anything or if I do anything. They're gonna laugh at me, they're gonna reject me, they're gonna make me feel like shit. People are mean, people are assholes, people are dangerous. That's the belief, and those were the beliefs that I had about people. Because in high school, right, this is me right here. In high school, growing up, I would always be afraid of speaking to the guys who speaking, especially the pretty girls, and I would always think that they are looking at me and judging me. They're thinking that I'm weird, stupid, dumb, laughing at me, thinking bad things about me, judging me, mocking me, because of who I was and because of the person that I was. So that's why growing up and in high school and in my 20s, I would always be afraid of talking to people because I would always be thinking that they're gonna laugh at me, thinking that I'm weird, reject me, make me feel like shit, right? I would always have these beliefs around people. And that's why I would always be scared to talk to them, to talk to strangers, to talk to guys, especially girls, right? Because, oh my God, they're assholes and they're gonna mock me and I have to be perfect, otherwise they're gonna reject me. And this is the belief that I had, and this is the belief that stopped me from making friends or being myself around people or dating the cute girls, because they would always be there to mock me, laugh at me, or judge me, right? And what was weird that I would always see other guys that they were able to do the opposite. Like, they were able to make friends, they would be able to be confident around others, and that was weird for me. I was like, oh, how come they're able to do that? How come they're able to make jokes if they don't know each other? How come they're able to be themselves around people, or raise their hands, or give a suggestion, or ask people questions in front of a crowd? Why are they able to do that, right? That was always weird for me. And I never understood why, since I started to basically getting these lessons and putting myself out there to change the belief that I had around people. So years later, I started to expose myself, right? Shout out to my job, and thanks to my job, right, I work in a restaurant. So not only speaking to the stuff, right? Because I'm around people and with the stuff and my coworkers, not only them but also the customers. This helped me to expose myself to people. And when I started doing this, I was like super anxious and afraid, because I was like, oh my god, people are looking at me, people are gonna think that I'm dumb or stupid or whatever the case is. I would always have this fear. But little by little, I started exposing myself. And little by little, I started to go out more with people. And I started to change this belief. And I was like, oh, maybe people are not that mean or are not that dangerous. People are not monsters. Because you can connect with them and have a conversation with them, because people are actually amazing, great, funny, lovely, and social creatures. You'd be surprised of how your mind and your anxiety is lying to you about people. People are actually amazing. People are actually people are actually great. I can go outside and just tell a joke, and maybe it's not that funny, and then people are gonna laugh, or I can just ask people questions and they're gonna be open to them, right? So when I started to expose myself, I started to notice that people are actually amazing. That people are not here to get you. People are not here to judge you. People are not here to hurt you. People are not here to make fun of you. People are actually here to connect with you, to have and make great relationships and friendships. People are not monsters. So I wanna destroy these beliefs that you have about people, because maybe you have not exposed yourself to enough people. So your mind is coming up with conclusions of, oh my god, people are mean. Oh my god, I should be afraid of not being myself around people, because people are gonna judge me, because people are mean, people are dangerous. No, man, you'll be surprised, because this was me for years, right? Let's say going to a cashier, when I first started of addressing my social anxiety and basically stop being afraid of people, I would always try to expose myself a little more to people, right? So this was me. This was my mind. This was the lie that I should believe myself. I would always be afraid of just having a conversation with the strangers, because of how they would perceive me, because of how they would be with me, because of how they would be when how they react towards me, right? So let's say I am buying something and there's a cashier, right? Let's say if she's cute, I would be more afraid, right? So let's say this was me, right? Just ask them how they're doing. Just be a little more social. Hey, how was your day, right? A simple question was, how was your day? This is super scary to ask people, right? Especially me when I first started doing this, because in my mind, I would always think that people would be like, I'm good. And then people would be judging me. Oh, why is he thinking me? Why is he asking me this? Oh my god, he's so weird. He's a loser. He doesn't even have friends, right? This was the stories and the lies that I would believe from my mind, right? My mind would tell me these lies and I would believe them. Oh my god, people are gonna reject me. People are gonna think that I'm weird because I'm asking them how the day is going. But this was the reality. When I would push myself and I would be like, just be disciplined, man. You got it. Just ask how they're doing. Hey, how was your day, man? This would be the reality. Oh my god, man, I'm so tired. I wanna go home. Yesterday I went to the beach and I went to bed around 4 a.m. and yeah, man, I'm so tired. Just wanna go home. How's your day, by the way? And I'd be like, wow, man, like, wow, people, like, people are not that dangerous. You know, people are not that monsters. People are not the monsters that my mind is telling me that they are, right? So when they would do this, I'd be like, wow, like my mind was telling me something, and the reality was something completely different. So this was the case for me a lot of the times when I would hang out with people, when I would talk to cute girls outside or talk to strangers. My mind would always be lying to me, thinking that people were gonna be close and they're gonna reject me. But in reality is that they were open. They were actually they actually wanted to have a conversation with me. They actually wanted to have they actually wanted to talk about themselves with me. Little by little I started to destroy these beliefs of people are dangerous. People are here to get me. People are here to mock me. People are here to judge me, right? Because I started to expose myself. This is the reality. Because right now your mind is lying to you. making you think that people are dangerous. But the reality is that people are awesome, and people love to talk to each other. People love to have a conversation with each other. So if you just ask the cashier how the day is going, or just have a conversation with people, you'd be surprised of how people react, because your mind is telling you something completely different than what the reality is. So the action step is to stop to believe and see that people are dangerous and people are mean and people are here to get you, or they are against you, they are gonna mock you. The way to stop believing this is talk to more strangers. Just ask them, hey, how's your day going so far? When you go out, when you are like buying something to the cashier or whatever the case is, just ask them. Just extend yourself a little more. Just talk to more strangers, and you'll be surprised. And little by little, your mind will start to change. Your belief will start to change when you see how they react to you, right? Because your mind is like, they're gonna reject you. They are against you. They are here to get you. But the reality is they are gonna act in a different way. So the reality will contradict the lies that you're telling yourself. So little by little, you will be able to talk to more people and be more comfortable with people, because people are not dangerous. People are not here to get you. They are amazing creatures. So just talk to more strangers. Just ask them, hey, how's your day going? How's your day so far? How's your day going? Or just give a compliment. Oh, I really like your shirt, bro. Or I really like your necklace, right? Further now, some people are gonna be closed. They don't want to talk to other people, but that's on them. But you'd be surprised. Most people are gonna be open, and most people are gonna be super friendly to you. And the more you are able to get these good experiences with people, the more you will be able to be more confident and feel better around people, because you're like, oh wow, you're receiving a positive feedback from people, and you're contradicting with the beliefs that you have about people, and you will be able to destroy these lies and these beliefs that you have about people that your mind has been telling you for years, right? So and the second exercise that I want to give you is open your eyes and find 3 good deeds from strangers and from people. Oh my God, that guy opened the door for that stranger. Oh my God, I saw that those 2 strangers were laughing and talking to each other. Or oh, this person asked me what my name is on my job, and I'm new. Or someone is like, oh, welcome, man. If you have any questions, just ask me, right? Just find the good deeds on people and just expose yourself a little more. Have that conversation with the strangers. Just, how are you? Just, hey, how you doing today? And if you do that, you will be able to change this belief of people are monsters and people are here to get you. And you will be able to be less anxious around people, because you will change the belief of they are monsters. They are here to get you. The second thing that I want to talk about is why failing is way, way, way better than winning. With my experience, when I was 14, I used to go to a soccer club. I used to a soccer club to play and train. Basically, pay soccer, right, for playing soccer. So I started going there, and I remember this time that we had a super important event, and we were about to play. It was basically the final. We were gonna play against other city, and it was a super important event. Everyone was there. There was a lot of tense. But I remember that I didn't want to play. I didn't want to play. Not because I didn't want to play. Not because I was not excited. It was because my social anxiety stopped me, and my anxiety stopped me from playing, because I was scared to make mistakes because of people. Because I was scared to let people down and my team down. And my anxiety and my mind was telling me of all of the ways that I was going to fuck it up, make mistakes, and I was going to let them down. And that's why I didn't want to play soccer. Because people will see that I suck and that I make mistakes and that I fail at playing soccer. Therefore, I'm not going to play. Right? Because everyone would be thinking, oh my God, he sucks. He's a loser. Why is he playing? And therefore, I didn't play, because I didn't want to make mistakes. Because I didn't want people to judge me and to see how bad I play, or to see whenever I make a mistake. Because if they do that, they're gonna reject me, and they're gonna think that I'm weird. They're gonna think that I'm a loser. They're gonna think that I suck, and therefore I'm not gonna be able to make friends. So this is why you're afraid of making mistakes. The crazy part about making mistakes is that you don't fear failing. You don't fear making mistakes. you fear that other people will see your mistakes and your failures, and you think that people are not gonna like you, and people are just gonna think about you as someone who just makes mistakes, as a failure. So you're not afraid of making mistakes. You're afraid of other people see that you're making mistakes. Other people see that you fail, and that's why you don't take action, and that's why you're afraid of making mistakes. This is the real cause, right? Because in our mind, it's like, okay, if I make a mistake, therefore people are gonna see that. They see that, they will remember me as someone who makes mistakes, as a failure. And if people see that I'm a failure, I'm gonna get rejected. And that's why you have anxiety every single time that you wanna try something, or that's why you don't even give it a shot, because you are afraid of making mistakes. Not because of the mistake itself, but because of how people will perceive you if you fail, if you make a mistake. And the worst part is, since you're afraid of what people will think about you, you don't even try. And this is super sad. And this is why I'm making this video. Because of all of the times that I didn't try, because my social anxiety stopped me, I could have done so many good things in life. I could have dated so many girls. I could have made so many friends. But it stopped me because I was afraid of making mistakes. I was afraid of telling the joke. I was afraid of giving the compliment. I was afraid of just trying. And that's why, since you are afraid of making mistakes, you don't even try. Because the best way to not fail and the best way to not make mistakes, it's not by being the best, it's by not trying. It's by avoiding. And when you avoid, you don't win and you don't lose. You are somewhere in the middle. And that's the worst part. That's the worst part, and that's the worst spot where you could be, in the middle. Because you don't even know what victory is, and you don't even know what failure is either. So that's why this is the worst part and the worst spot where you could be, where you let your anxiety, your social anxiety, stop you from being yourself and from living the life that you want to live, because you are afraid of what other people will see in you. And the truth is, people are so busy, and people are so focusing on themselves, their problems, their lives, their own lives, that they don't even have time to think about your mistakes or your problems, or even about you, right? That's one. And even if you fuck it up, people will forget, right? Because they're too busy on their own problems and their own mistakes, that they will forget that you're fucking it up. They will forget about your mistakes and your failures. That's one. And second, people forget super quick nowadays because of the attention span, right? Because everyone is scrolling, and this is hurting us, our memory and our attention span. So people will forget about your mistakes and your failures. And this is a human fact, right? People are so focused on themselves, and the only thing that people care about is my mistakes, my failures, my problems, my lives, and about me, about themselves. So they're not really paying attention on you, right? This is a human fact. If you read every single book about human nature or human psychology, you will see that people are egoistic. That the only thing that people think about, and the only thing that people worry about, the only thing that they focus on, is themselves. And let me give you a quick tip, right? That has nothing to do with that. But speaking of this, is if you just make people talk about themselves, their problems, their win, their accomplishments. If you go out and if the one thing that you talk to people is themselves, if you just ask them questions, if you just make them talk about themselves, they're gonna love you so much to the point where they cannot stop hanging out with you. That is a human nature, right? So this is the tip that I got from this book, right? So you can see that people are not really paying attention to you. They're paying attention to their problems, their lives, themselves. So stop caring about, oh, people will see that I failed, or people will see my mistakes. Stop it, because people don't even care, right? People don't even care if you fuck it up. They care if they fuck it up because they are focused on themselves, right? So don't let people stop you, or don't be afraid of making mistakes just because of people. Try, make mistakes, give it a shot, because people will forget it. People will forget about your mistakes. And in order for you to make, in order for you to be good at something, either sales, either business, either I don't know, having a good physique, you have to suck and fail. Failing is a part of life. It's like imagine think about the guy that is like, okay, I wanna have a six pack and I wanna be muscular, but I don't wanna go to a gym because I'm gonna suck, because I'm gonna feel bad that other people are fit and I'm not. It doesn't make sense, right? In order for the fat guy to make progress, in order for the fat guy to look muscular and look good, he has to fail. He has to go and make mistakes first, and then little by little, with enough time and progress, he will be able to see changes and results. So it is the same thing about you. You're gonna make mistakes regardless. You're gonna fail regardless, and that is okay. First thing first, people are not focused on your mistakes, and the second thing is, this is part of life. Everyone sucks whenever they start doing something. Whenever the first videos just like this one, right, are not gonna be that great compared to the 100th video that you upload, right? So hey, you're gonna fail regardless, and that is okay. That is part of life. Because if you never fail in your life, you will never be good at something. Because you will have, and you probably have had them, you will have awkward conversations. You will be anxious to the point where people can see you. You will say the wrong things, and that is okay. It is the same thing when I first started speaking in English with people that basically they are English speakers. I would always be afraid of speaking in English because, you see, right? Because I have an accent, because I'm going to say the wrong things, because, oh my God, they're going to laugh at me. The reality is I started to change the relationship of failing and making mistakes. And little by little, I started to be more comfortable with my English. It's like, okay, fair enough. I accept that I do have an accent. My English might not be perfect or a 10 out of 10 ever, but that is okay. Now I started to be more acceptable with my English. When I go out and when there's people that their first language is English, I just ask them, hey, how do you say this? Oh, how do you pronounce this? Oh, did I say it right? Right? I let people judge me. I let people see my mistakes so that I can learn. And if I do that, a mistake doesn't mean, oh, I suck at talking to English, therefore I'm not going to speak in English, right? If I make a mistake, I can just learn it, because what failing is just feedback. When you fail, when you make a mistake, if you correct it, that is a feedback. When you correct your mistakes, when you fix your mistakes, you get better. It's just feedback. Failing and making mistakes, it doesn't mean that you suck. It's just part of the process. It's just feedback, right? Even the best players on the planet, on Earth. Oh my God, I spelled it wrong again. Even the best players on Earth, they have failed a bunch of times, right? But failing and making mistakes is just feedback. So stop being obsessed about what other people will see about your mistakes, or stop letting your social anxiety taking actions or doing things that you could do just because people will see your mistakes. First, you will make your mistakes regardless. And second, people will forget. And the third thing is, they are too focused on themselves and too busy thinking about themselves that they don't even have time to think about your mistakes or your failures. This is what I would say to my younger self. And this is the quote that I always love to remind myself. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of the deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives violently, who errs, who comes short again and again. So don't be afraid of, oh my God, I'm going to make mistakes. As long as you are in the arena. If you fail, it's better to fail because you actually had the balls and the courage to take action regardless. Don't let your social anxiety stop you from taking action or approaching the girl or giving a shot or start a project. Just give it a shot, right? This is what failure is. This is not what failure is, right? So I want you to keep this in mind. And the action steps that I want you to do is try, fail, and make mistakes. Try with a small example. Just tell a joke, even if it's bad. Just tell a joke. Do the wrong things. Make do things make do things accidentally, right? Make mistakes accidentally, and you'll see how people react. People will forget. I've said the wrong things multiple times, right? With my English, right? I've said them multiple times. And people are not, oh my god, oh this guy is a little weird because his English is not good, and I don't like him, and I don't want to hang out with him because he made a mistake with his English. Right? People are not like that. You'd be surprised. I pretended that I used to do this when I first started addressing my social anxiety, right? I would pretend that I would trip in front of people. I would just do stupid things in front of people. And then when you do that, you'll see that, oh, it wasn't a big deal. I just got up. And people noticed. Maybe they laughed, but that's it. Right? Because they will eventually forget it. So don't be too caught up on my failures and what other people will see about me, what other people will think about me. And don't let social anxiety stop you from taking action. Just give it a shot. Fail and make mistakes and learn from them. Use them as your feedback. And that's how you will be able to not let your social anxiety stop you. And the part 2 is gonna be in the description. I didn't want to make the video too long. So the part 2 is gonna be on the description, so you can continue watching. And if you implement the things that I talk about, you will be able to be better at talking to people and less anxious around people. If you take action, if you implement the things that I talk about. But if you need an extra help, and if you want me to implement these things in your life and help you personally to overcome social anxiety, you can check the link on the description too, which is basically you get my help to overcome social anxiety, and I help you to implement all of these and more things for your own life so that you can be free from your social anxiety. So if you want to watch the second part of this video, I'm going to leave a link in the description. Thank you.